have your attention? On behalf of the Convocation Committee, I'd like to welcome you all to our Fall 2016 Faculty Convocation. Today we have scheduled an interesting informational session for you that should be both interesting and relevant and help us as we prepare for our new academic year. Our first speaker for today is Mr. David Summer, the president of the Blinn College Board. He joined the board in 2011. He became president in 2015, and he's also an alumnus of Blinn College. Please join me in welcoming Mr. David Summer.
Good morning. Hope everyone had a very safe journey here this morning, and I certainly appreciate your participation in today's convocation. I also want to thank the Faculty Convocation Committee for coordinating this very worthwhile event. It's an absolutely great day at Blinn College today. And I'm going to start this morning with a test. Back in the mid-'70s when I was here, I remember walking to some of those classrooms and hearing about pop quizzes. And this is sort of my opportunity to return the favor to faculty. You ready? You really don't need a pen or a pencil. You can just shout out your answer. And this involves percentages, so our math professors may do a little bit better job on this one. The question is, what percentage of your students, when they walk into your classroom on that first day of class, will be playing Pokemon Go? Pretty good percentage, right? I don't think that fad has decreased any. But seriously, as we prepare for the upcoming academic year, I want to take a moment to recognize some of the accomplishments of this past year. Last August, we welcomed Dr. Mary Hensley to her second month as Blinn College's president and CEO. Based on her previous experience, the trustees expected her to hit the ground running, and that she did. Over the past year, Dr. Hensley has demonstrated a high-energy, compassionate leadership style in a variety of ways. By her availability to answer questions and propose solutions at all hours of the day or night. By her regular presence at community events and leadership forums. By her hands-on leadership approach at all of Blinn's campuses. By her focus on communication with students, faculty, and staff. By her commitment to a student-centered, one-college leadership culture across all Blinn campuses, departments, and divisions. Dr. Hensley's leadership has been instrumental in so many of Blinn's accomplishments during this past year. And she's going to certainly offer a lot more details, excuse me, in just a few moments. But some of her major accomplishments include the following: a new, and I might say very innovative partnership with the Texas A&M system, a variety of facility improvements and building projects, a greater advocacy for not just Blinn, but all Texas community colleges, as highlighted by her testimony before the Texas House Higher Education Committee. She has also clearly identified, defined, and set in motion Blinn's legislative priorities going forward. She has been instrumental in achieving record enrollment. She has worked hard to operate the college in a financially efficient and effective manner. And most importantly, her leadership has been instrumental in continuing Blinn's 133-year tradition of student success. As board president and a Blinn College alumnus, I take tremendous pride in those accomplishments, as well as Blinn's reputation as one of the premier community colleges in the state of Texas. I have been blessed with numerous opportunities to represent Blinn College and meet civic and business leaders, fellow alumni, and members of the general public, who, when they learn of my affiliation with Blinn College, they share personal stories of how Blinn has touched their lives. Sometimes Blinn was the launching pad for their college career, providing an affordable path for a college degree. Other times, their son or daughter attended Blinn College. Other times, I hear about a workforce training experience that led to a better job. I've heard from others who have found our graduates to be valuable employees or coworkers, while others simply have a very positive comment or two about all the impact that Blinn College makes on Brenham, Bryan, Schulenburg, Sealy, and around this state. As they describe what makes Blinn so special, they often recall a specific professor. That specific professor who made an impact on their life or the life of their loved one. They share moments in which a professor inspired a student to greater heights or helped a student discover a new passion. They may not recall just everything, but they recall faculty members. And they share personal stories of how carrying instruction from an exceptional professor changed their life. That's certainly true with me. My 2 years here, it was so long ago, I don't remember a lot of the details. It's sort of a blur, but I can probably name you every professor I had and the impact that those individuals made on my success. I want to close with a little story about an experience I had just this past week. My family and I were having dinner at Abuelo's in College Station. At a nearby table were two older couples. The men were dressed in suits. Their wives were all dressed in their finest. Up walks a young waiter who introduces himself and tells them he will be taking care of them. Immediately, one of the men said, "I bet you're an A&M student." He said, "No, I attend Blinn College." The man quickly replied, "And how is that going?" He said, "Absolutely great." He immediately broke into a testimonial about how Blinn College was helping him and how he should soon be able to transfer to Texas A&M University. I can't help but think he had that absolutely great experience because of the faculty and staff of Blinn College. Isn't it stories like that the reason you do what you do? So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, but more importantly on behalf of students just like this young man, whose lives you have touched or will touch, I say a big thank you. As we prepare to open a new campus and build new facilities, it's important to remember what an amazing gift we have in the people who work at all of our campuses each and every day. Yes, it is absolutely a great day at Blinn College. Please enjoy today's convocation. I wish you a very enjoyable and productive year ahead. And now at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce District President and CEO, Dr. Mary Hensley.
Good morning. Thank you, Board President David Summer. And good morning and welcome to the Fall Semester 2016 Faculty Convocation. It's my pleasure to be here with you today as we prepare for another outstanding semester. As we begin, I would like to keep the house lights on for a moment in order to introduce the Blinn College Board of Trustees. Trustees, would you please stand as your name is called? And audience, would you please hold your applause until the end? David Summer, whom you've already met, Board President. Douglas Bohart, Vice President. Atwood Conjura, Secretary. Stacy Oschenbeck, Nancy Berry, Teddy Boehm, Ann Horton, Charles Mosier, Richard Powell. I would also like to recognize the members of the Executive Council and ask them to please stand. And audience, again, if you would hold your applause until the end. Mr. Mel Waxler, Executive Vice President and General Counsel. Ms. Lori Clark, Special Assistant to the Executive Vice President and General Counsel. Dr. Dennis Krausen, Senior Vice President for Student Services. Ms. Annette Ferguson, Assistant Vice President, Controller for Business Services. Dr. Crystal Lee, Vice President for Instruction. Ms. Karen Buck, Assistant Vice President for Instruction. Dr. Jimmy Bird, Executive Director of the Bryan Campus. And though she could not join us this morning, I would also like to recognize Ms. Kelly Showmaker, CFO and Senior Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services. Kelly recently accepted a wonderful position as CFO at Auburn University, and her final day will be in early September. Please join me in thanking Kelly, the Board of Trustees, and the entire Executive Council for their leadership and dedication in service to Blinn College and its students. Thank you. I would also like to recognize the Faculty Convocation Committee. As I call your name, will you please stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge your work? And audience, again, would you hold your applause until the end? John Beaver, Chair. Bryn Binky, Tasha Burleson, Karen Dahlman, Smiley Flores, Joyce Lannenegger, Miranda Livingston, Michelle Marburger, Shelley Peacock, Richard Riley, John Schaefer, Mark Workman, and a special thank you to Richard Bray, who's seated to my left, who helped so much in preparations for today's event, as well as our entire IT staff. Thank you so very much. Let's give them our applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use our time today to discuss our goals and accomplishments for the previous year, and then I would like to outline for you some of our top goals for this coming year. Last year, I had been here only 2 months when I stood before you and I talked about the 2015-16 academic year. And I told you at that time that the things that we accomplished last year would lay the foundation for Blinn's future success. At that time, I identified 10 priorities that were key to moving the college forward. Number 1, building a unified college district. Number 2, refining the organizational structure. Number 3, building on Blinn's outstanding academic reputation. Number 4, ensuring that Blinn remains an affordable option for students. Number 5, facilitating Blinn's strategic growth and expansion. Number 6, growing Blinn's career training and workforce education programs. Number 7, continuing to offer and expand Blinn's unique co-enrollment programs. Number 8, working closely with local, county, and state officials. Number 9, maintaining Blinn's commitment to student success. And number 10, expanding Blinn's resource development. So, this morning, I would like to provide an update on each of these items, identifying what we have accomplished and what we still need to seek to accomplish in this coming year. So let's start with number 1, building a unified college district. This remains a top priority for Blinn College. During the last academic year, we expanded our communications efforts with a plan that included a monthly audio addresses in the Blinn Connection, guest columns submitted to local newspapers, and informal face-to-face forums open to all college employees. We changed the format of the Blinn Connection, and we created a weekly e-newsletter that ensures that employees have access to the most recent college news and allows personnel from across the district to share in the accomplishments and successes that take place on each of our campuses each week. We also added new features to the connection, including regular updates regarding actions taken by the Board of Trustees to ensure a consistent flow of accurate information across our campuses. In addition to these mass communication efforts, I personally hosted 8 Be Connected forums this past year. These forums took place on all 4 campuses. They were incredibly valuable to me. They allowed me to speak directly with you, both individually and in small groups, about the topics with which you feel passion. More formal communication took place through the Administrative Council, which includes the following members: each member of the Executive Council, representatives from the Dean's Council, the Vice President for Instruction, the Assistant Vice President for Instruction, the Faculty Senate President and President-elect, the Division Leadership Council President and President-elect, Staff Council representatives, a representative from the Student Government Association, the Director of the Schulenburg Campus, the Director of the Seeley Campus, and other ex officio members. At each Administrative Council meeting, I provide a district report, an update, and I also have the opportunity to give each representative an opportunity to bring forth issues and concerns that are important to them. We also talk about upcoming events, and we talk about suggestions for the problems and the issues that are currently on the plate within the college. In addition to the organizations represented in Administrative Council, I encourage each of you in the audience today and those viewing on your computer screen this morning, I encourage you to volunteer for one or more of Blin's faculty committees. These committees play key roles in diverse areas. They focus on things such as discussing the calendar, the academic calendar, the curriculum, distance learning, and all sorts of issues that are relevant to our faculty. These committees, ladies and gentlemen, provide the gateway to the decision-making process, and they play a key role in Blin's shared governance process. So I encourage you to participate in these committees. For example, during the last academic year, the Academic Standards Committee researched and brought forth recommendations regarding the following: a refined and focused faculty professional development system, faculty service, revisions to the student incivility process, revisions to the scholastic integrity process, revisions to the final grade appeal process, a reinstitution of the new faculty orientation program, and the addition of a classroom observation component within the faculty evaluation process. The Distance Learning Advisory Committee, chaired by a faculty member, has been revitalized, along with its various subcommittees, and Blinn has re-implemented a face-to-face faculty orientation for all new faculty and their mentors. Number 2, refining the structure. During the past year, Blinn's organizational structure has been refined to equalize contact hours between divisions, to address the workload of department heads, and to provide better operational efficiencies. Each academic division has been assigned a new division coordinator. This person assists with many of the administrative duties previously tasked to department chairs and to assistant deans. The kinesiology department was added to visual and performing arts. establishing the new Division of Visual Performing Arts and Kinesiology. To equalize the size of Blin's academic divisions, the Division of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics was divided into two separate divisions. Max Hibbs has served as Dean of the new Division of Mathematics, Business, Engineering, and Technology, while Dr. Elmer Godney recently was hired as Dean of the Division of Agriculture and Natural Sciences. I'd like to ask Max Hibbs and Dr. Godney to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Dr. Godney, may I talk about you for just a moment? Thank you. Dr. Godney comes to Blinn from Atlantic Cape Community College in New Jersey, where he served as Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics programs. His 30-year career includes service as Associate Dean at Tulsa Community College and as an instructor at Baton Rouge Community College, the Louisiana State University, LSU, School of Veterinary Medicine, and the Louisiana Community and Technical College System. Dr. Godney holds a bachelor's degree in microbiology from Pennsylvania State University and a PhD in biomedical sciences from the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio. Prior to Dr. Godney's arrival, Dr. Robert Brick served as interim dean of the division, and I would like for him to stand, and I would like to thank him and have you join me in thanking him for his service as a valued leader during that transition. This summer, Dr. Crystal Lee was named Vice President for Instruction. Dr. Lee, may I talk about you as well? Dr. Lee comes to Blinn from River Parishes, Louisiana Community College, where she served as Vice Chancellor of Instruction. In that role, she was the Chief Academic Officer for River Parishes Technical and Transfer Programs. She served as the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges Institutional Liaison, and she was a member of the Chancellor's executive team. Dr. Lee's 20-year career in higher education includes 8 years as Dean of Academic Affairs and 6 years as Director of Library Services at River Parishes Community College. Dr. Lee holds a PhD in Educational Leadership and Research, a Master of Library and Information Sciences, and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Louisiana State University. Dr. Lee, would you please stand and be recognized? Welcome. Dr. Lee joins an outstanding leadership team. Will each of our deans please stand and be recognized as I call your name, and audience again, would you hold your applause until the end? Dr. Marcelo Busicki, Dean of Visual Performing Arts and Kinesiology. Ms. Smiley Flores, Dean of Health Sciences. Mr. Brandon Franke, Dean of Social Sciences. Dr. Elmer Godney, Dean of Agricultural and Natural Sciences. Mr. Max Hibbs, Dean of Mathematics, Business, Engineering, and Technology. And Dr. Pat Westergaard, Dean of Humanities. Blinn's instructional programs also will benefit from the insight and the experience of Faculty Senate President Cheryl Metz, who follows in the footsteps of Mark Bernay, who did an exceptionally fine job representing the Faculty Senate as president last year. Cheryl and Mark, if you're in the audience, will you please stand and let us recognize you as well? And as we welcome Dr. Lee to Blinn College, I also would like to take a moment to thank Karen Buck for her leadership and extraordinary expertise throughout this transition. Karen, would you please stand and be recognized as well? Number 3, building on Blin's academic reputation. Once again, Blinn College built upon its reputation for academic excellence last year, a testament to the passion and to the skill that you bring to the classroom each and every day. According to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Blin's academic transfer rate of 39.5% ranked second among the state's 50 community colleges and far exceeded the state's average of 22%. Texas' southmost college, with a very small total enrollment of approximately 4,000 students, was the only college in the state with a higher rate at 41.1%. This year, Blinn introduced an initiative to build students' interest in conducting research by establishing research-based courses, student-faculty partnerships, and student organization-based research. Students presented their research at conferences throughout the state and this nation, including presentations in San Diego, Philadelphia, and Denver, culminating in Blin's inaugural undergraduate research conference, where students showcased their original research. I'd like to ask you to please join me in recognizing the following faculty for their extraordinary work in support of undergraduate research. Faculty, again, would you please stand as I call your name, and audience, please hold your applause until the end. Hanan Abdu, Carol Aronson, Leedon Bayenski, Jimmy Bird, Beverly Clement, Adalberto Gallegas, Kelly Kassan, Joyce Lannenegger, Rachel McKinley, Ahmad Mohammed, Emily Montiero, Todd Overstreet, Rhonda Reagan, Linda Richardson, Sue Slowey, Lydia Smith, and Catherine Wicks. I see you standing throughout the audience. Thank you for extraordinary work. It's thanks to faculty like this who implement innovative programs and are so dynamic that Blinn continues to have such high-achieving students from across the state and nation. Last fall, President Summer mentioned this, but once again, Blinn set a new enrollment record. 19,370 students chose Blinn College for their education. Number 4, ensuring that Blinn remains affordable. We all know that one of the greatest barriers to going to higher education is the cost and the affordability. And despite a very small tax base, which I will discuss later in a few minutes, Blinn's history of strong fiscal management has allowed the Board of Trustees to decrease tuition for more than 70% of Blinn students for this coming year. Based upon our records, this may be the only time in Blinn's history that they have been able to announce such an achievement. According to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, out-of-district Blinn students who take 30 credit hours will save approximately $3,835 this year, representing a savings of 44% compared to state residents at average Texas four-year universities. At a time, ladies and gentlemen, when our state lawmakers are calling for universities and community colleges across the state to better manage tuition and fees, Blinn continues to manage its tuition rates carefully to ensure that our students can reach their education goals at Blinn College, and we're proud of it. Number 5, strategic growth and expansion. As you know, much of the past year was focused on planning and developing new facilities to meet the future needs of Blinn College. On the Brenham campus, the Board of Trustees approved a new housing facility capable of serving approximately 453 students. This facility will be funded through a public-private partnership with financing from the U.S. Department of Agricultural Rural Development Grant. Planned for completion in fall 2018, this facility will have an immediate impact on the Brenham campus enrollment. Let me tell you why. Last year, the combination of limited housing in this Brenham community and the high demand for Brenham campus academic programs resulted in a housing wait list for students that exceeded 400. This year, by June of this summer, we had a wait list of students for the Brenham campus that exceeded 925 students. Based upon that demand, we expect this new facility to fill up very quickly, offering more than 450 additional students the opportunity to attend Blinn College at the Brenham campus. Of course, housing is not the only project taking place on this Brenham campus. With the support of an exceedingly generous gift from the Cruzy family and additional donations that have been pledged from the Blinn Foundation, construction already has begun on the Cruzy Center, a 36,000 square foot student recreation and athletics facility located on this campus. This new facility will offer health and wellness activities for students, for employees, and for the community. The Cruzy Center will include an event arena, weight and cardio room, men's and women's locker rooms, an indoor track, meeting and multi-purpose rooms, and a snack bar. Just as the Cruzy Center will add vitality to the Brenham campus, the expansion of the A.W. Hody Jr. Technical Education Center will energize the Washington County economy. In partnership with the Brenham Economic Development Foundation, Blinn announced a $1.35 million Economic Development Administration grant last year, and this will double the size of the Hody Center, allowing Blinn to offer new and expanded career and technical skills programs, including industrial machinery mechanics, commercial truck driving, heavy equipment operation, and diesel engine mechanics. So, while we have been busy in Brenham, we have also been exceedingly busy in Bryan. Last fall, Blinn completed a $10 million renovation project that included a redesign of the Bryan Campus Student Center, the new food services space, complete with greater choices and more convenience, and the new theater featuring improved audio and lighting equipment, each open to positive reviews. We then built upon that success with the exciting news that the Texas A&M University system has invited us to join them on the Rellis campus, where together we will establish a new educational community, combining a major university system and a community college at a single physical location. To outline the vision for the Rellis campus, I would like to show you a brief video describing the ways in which Rellis will bring private research and development companies together with students to create hands-on learning opportunities.
Respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. Rellis. These core values are the foundation of the Texas A&M University System's vision of creating a premier research, technology development, and education campus in Bryan College Station, Texas. The Rellis campus will be a place where collaboration and new technologies will converge to advance big ideas into real applications. The Research Center campus will be home to new state-of-the-science labs and offices to elevate research and education. From robotics to autonomous and connected vehicles, advanced and smart manufacturing to energy, and much more. A secure area will allow companies to build and operate facilities for developing and testing their technologies in the privacy of a fully protected environment. At the heart of the Rellis campus are the test tracks and proving grounds. The Texas A&M Transportation Institute and Texas A&M Engineering Experiment Station are well known for the quality testing and product evaluation programs they conduct here. Collaboration with industry partners is a core element of the Rellis campus mission. The Joint Facilities section of campus will allow Texas A&M faculty and students to work alongside industry scientists and engineers on a variety of research projects. The Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service conducts workforce development programs in safety, law enforcement, and municipal services for the public and private sector. The training campus will offer new and improved facilities, enabling TEKs and others to deliver courses and training programs. The Rellis campus has a rich history and proud heritage, serving as the Bryan Air Force Base during World War II. Although decommissioned and now used to serve the Texas A&M system, preserving the unique campus history is a priority. Finally, the Gateway Education Center will provide a new multi-institutional center where students are able to take core classes as they work toward enrollment at Texas A&M's flagship university or another school within the Texas A&M University system. The Rellis campus is a big vision focused on infinite possibilities for education and research collaboration. Join us.
As you can see, the Rellis campus will allow Blinn to partner with other organizations and institutions located on this collaborative site, and they include high-end, innovative, private research and development companies, the Texas A&M Engineering Experiment Station, the Texas Transportation Institution, and the Texas A&M Experiment Extension Services. Texas A&M System and Blinn College recently signed a lease for approximately 15 acres. There are approximately 2,000 acres located on this site. The A&M system has indicated to the Blinn trustees that we will have access to additional expansion opportunities on the Rellis campus should we so choose. The first phase of our building, developed on the Rellis campus, will be virtually identical to the academic building initially planned for Harvey Mitchell Parkway. It will feature 18 classrooms and 8 laboratories, and it will allow Blinn to offer additional high-demand science, technology, engineering, and mathematics course sections. The campus is expected to serve as many as 2,500 students when it opens. That's our building alone. This matches plans for the Harvey Mitchell Parkway location, and it will allow students to take Blinn College and Texas A&M System University courses at the single campus. This shared location creates opportunities for Blinn students to transfer seamlessly to the other universities within the Texas A&M system. And it also allows Blinn the opportunity to partner with the other organizations and institutions located on the Rellis campus. So far, all 11 Texas A&M system universities have been invited to become academic partners at the Rellis campus. Several have already expressed interest in participating in this very unique opportunity and enjoying the operational efficiencies that come with a shared multi-institutional campus. Since announcing the Rellis campus in May, the Texas A&M University System and Blinn College together have formed 3 steering committees related to the Rellis campus. The first one is the Academic Committee, the second is the Facilities and Construction Committee, and the third is the Economic Development Committee. These committees have already been meeting throughout the summer, and we will continue to work hard in preparation for the future arrival of Blinn College students, which is expected to open in fall of 2018. Now, while there are many steps to complete before the Rellis campus opens, we are extremely excited about this opportunity that this campus will create not only for you in the audience, but for our students present and in the future to come. To coincide with the announcement of this exciting partnership, we have built a website at www.blinn.edu/expansion, and it outlines all of the new facilities currently under development. On that page, you will find a press release with more information about Rellis and a frequently asked questions page outlining much of the information that I've shared with you today. And although Kelly Showmaker isn't able to attend today, I would like to ask Richard O'Malley, Assistant Vice President for Facilities, Planning, and Construction, and his team to stand and be recognized for their efforts over the past year to oversee the development and construction of all of these facilities projects. Thank you. Thank you. Number 6, growing Blinn's career training and workforce education programs. In addition to the expansion of the Hody Technical Education Center, Blinn has worked hard to build new partnerships with local businesses, particularly through the use of Skills Development Fund grants. During this past year, the Texas Workforce Commission awarded Blinn approximately $1.4 million to provide safety and skill training to local businesses. Some of these included, of course, Bluebell Creameries, Stampak USA, and the Igloo Products Corporation. In Bryan, Blinn has added a new surgical technologist certificate program. This program emphasizes proper application of sterile techniques and modern operating room technology, and it trains students to work with surgeons, anesthesiologists, and registered nurses to deliver direct patient care during operations. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this profession will grow 15% between 2014 and 2024, and Texas has a higher demand for surgical technologists than any state in the United States. Throughout the spring and summer, Blinn also conducted a very extensive review of our Division of Workforce Education. And as a result of that review, this division is engaged in a reorganization and rebranding. The newly named Division of Technical and Community Programs will be designed to market additional skills training programs to both large and small businesses. These changes will position Blinn to develop the skills of incumbent workers so they can better meet the training needs of local industry and advance employees' careers through skills development and certification. And I would particularly thank today Karen Buck and John O'Neill for their leadership in this transition of our workforce programs, and I'd like for them to stand and be recognized again. Thank you. Thank you. Number 7, continuing to offer and expand co-enrollment programs. So, as we rebrand our career and technical education programs, we also look to build on our successes of our co-enrollment programs. Last year marked a successful first year for the Texas A&M Engineering Academy at Blinn Brenham, with 63 students enrolling in the inaugural class. This year, I'm proud to announce that the program has grown, with 98 students, almost capacity of 100, enrolled on the Brenham campus. An additional 560 students are enrolled in this year's Engineering Academy at Blinn Bryan, while 1,485 students are enrolled in the TEAM program. And I'd like to thank everyone across the entire district for making these programs so successful. Number 8, working closely with local, county, and state officials. During the past year, Blinn trustees and administrators met with more than 75 state legislators and their staffs. We attended 10 House and Senate legislative hearings, and we have worked closely with the Texas Association of Community Colleges, commonly known as TAC, and the Community College Association of Texas Trustees, commonly known as CCAT. In February, I was privileged to speak at the House of Representatives Higher Education Committee regarding community college taxing districts, service areas, barriers to success and to access, governance, and transparency. In July, just last month, Blinn hosted for the first time the House of Representatives Committee on County Affairs. That hearing included 9 state legislators, including Blinn's own District 13 Representative Leighton Schubert. Through these efforts, Blinn has now developed strong relationships with state leaders and advocated on behalf of Blinn College and community colleges and our faculty and our students in advance of the 85th upcoming legislative session, which I look forward to speaking with you about in just a few moments. Number 9, continuing Blinn's commitment to student success. Over the past year, we have worked to create new opportunities for students, either through the introduction or expansion of academic programs. We have crafted 8 new articulation agreements with university programs. We have developed new facilities, and we are in the process of continuing to develop new partnerships across the communities we serve. That hard work pays dividends for Blinn College and for our students. Last year, approximately 4,000 Blinn students were named to the President's and Dean's Scholar list during the fall and the spring semester, and more than 900 students were recognized at Blinn's fall and spring commencement ceremonies, including 2 students who spoke at spring commencement about the impact Blinn College made on their lives. And I would like to take a moment to share both of their stories with you. Stephanie Rudolph, a Brenham campus student, first enrolled at Blinn in 2006 as a dual credit student. Her education was detoured when she married and began a career in 2009. But after several years in the workforce, she returned to Blinn in 2015. Upon returning, Stephanie earned induction into Sigma Kappa Delta and to Phi Theta Kappa Honor Societies, and is attending Texas A&M this fall to pursue a Bachelor of Education. Janet Diven, she is an attendee at the Bryan campus, and she also took a non-traditional path to her Blinn College degree. Janet began her career as a professional photographer at age 15, and she purchased the studio where she worked at age 22. After being a stay-at-home mom and a homeschooling mother, she enrolled at Blinn to re-enter the workforce, and she earned her legal assistant certification at Blinn. Today, she is employed at Daniel Stark PC as a pre-litigation case manager. In addition to these individual stories, we continued to meet our strategic objectives related to student success. Faculty usage at Blinn College of the Center for Teaching and Learning increased 30% last year. And Blinn saw a 15% increase in student use of academic support services. I'm particularly proud to announce that 100% of credit students at Blinn College had a degree plan on file, and our student success rates increased in the fall and the spring compared to the previous year. These successes, from the personal stories of Janet and Stephanie to the broad statistical figures that I have shared with you, tell us that your hard work, the hard work of our faculty, our staff, and our administrators make a demonstrable difference in our students' lives and in their success during this past 2015-16 academic year. And number 10, resource development. To build upon that success, Blinn College must continue to explore innovative strategies for resource development. In addition to the $1.4 million in Texas Workforce Commission grants that I've already told you about, Blinn continues to develop new revenue streams that will allow us to keep our student costs low as we even expand our academics and facilities more. Last year's clay shootout raised $53,000 in just its second year, thanks to the generosity of more than 100 volunteers and 228 participants. Thanks in part to the success of this event, the Blinn College Alumni and Friends Association and the Alumni Lettermen's Association recently supported Blinn College students through the following: the establishment of 2 endowed scholarships, including one in recognition of former Blinn College President Walter C. Schwartz. Gifts totaling $50,000 to benefit the Cruiserweight and Cardio Room. The purchase of national championship rings for Blinn's cheer and dance teams. And a gift of almost $11,000 from the Alumni Lettermen to purchase athletic equipment. In addition to the generosity of our alumni, Blinn was awarded approximately $400,000 for student scholarships through the Texas Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math (TSTEM) Challenge Scholarship Program. This program has benefited students from a variety of programs, including the following: the engineering academies, mathematics, geology, emergency medical services, veterinary technology, physical therapy assistant, radiologic technology, biology, and chemistry. As Blinn seeks these new innovative ways to increase our resources, Susan Myers, Dr. Kyle Merton, and Phil Shackelford, and the Blinn College Foundation will play a key role in developing new facilities and providing classroom supplies and equipment to help bolster our academic programming. I especially would like to thank Foundation Board Chairman Ron Alford, whose term ends at the end of this month, and welcome Chairman-elect Walt Shainvogel and the Blinn Foundation Board of Directors for all of their support of Blinn College and its mission. May you join me, please, in applauding them. As a community college with a very small geographic tax base, the success of Blinn's resource development programs will always be a key component to our college's expansion plans. And now I'd like to turn to the future and talk about the year ahead. Blinn College is very well positioned to build upon last year's accomplishments, beginning with a $107.9 million budget approved by our wonderful Board of Trustees at the July board meeting. This year's budget represents a 1% increase over the previous year, and it positions the college for future expansion as our cash reserves have increased 100% since the year 2010, reaching now $46.5 million as of May the 31st. So Blinn College is in very good stead. But as we look to the future, I'd like to share some priorities that the Board of Trustees and I see moving forward into this next year. Number one, funding. In the budget, student tuition and fees represent $60 million, or 66% of the college's total revenue, while state funding represents 29%, or only 32% of the college's anticipated revenues. Tax revenue, which Blinn collects only in Washington County, represents less than 2% of the college's budgeted revenue. So what is metaphorically referred to as a three-legged stool, community colleges are funded by three revenue sources: tuition and fees, state funding, and property taxes. And because Blinn has a relatively small tax base, and each year state funding declines, Blinn is heavily dependent on tuition and fees. To keep student costs low and to compete with other community colleges across the state who often have lower tuition rates, Blinn must avoid waste, and we must operate efficiently. According to a survey conducted by the Texas Association of Community Colleges, Blinn's average tuition and fees ranked 10th highest out of the state's 50 community college districts in spring of 2016. So for Blinn's tuition and fees to remain competitive among Texas community college, it is essential that we operate in an efficient manner that benefits as many students as possible. Blinn's reliance on state funding and tuition fees is one reason why the upcoming legislative session will be so important for Blinn College and its future. A second priority for the coming year is our legislative session upcoming and our relationships with our legislators. Under the leadership of Executive Vice President and General Counsel Mel Waxler, Blinn has spent significant time preparing for the upcoming 85th Texas legislative session. At its last meeting, the Board of Trustees approved the following legislative priorities heading into this session. Blinn College supports the state funding goals for community colleges as adopted by the Texas Association of Community Colleges, TAC, and the Community College Association of Texas Trustees, CCAT. Blinn College supports enhanced policies, programs, and associated funding to strengthen the workforce development services and initiatives as adopted by TAC and CCAT. Blinn College supports an increase in state funding to further Blinn College's efforts to provide an affordable higher education for all students. Blinn College is committed to strengthening its business and industry partnerships and to enhance workforce development in all of its service area. Blinn College supports additional state funding to offset the rising expenses associated with the Hazelwood exemptions. And Blinn College supports maintenance of the existing level of state funding for the operation of the Star of the Republic Museum. I would particularly like to commend our Board of Trustees for its efforts in communicating Blinn's values and its priorities to other elected officials across the state. As members of CCAT, our trustees work along their side from other community colleges, and we work together to advocate on behalf of all community colleges, on behalf of our students, on behalf of Blinn College, on behalf of our students, and behalf of our faculty. So I would ask that you join me, please, in thanking our trustees for all they do to promote Blinn College among the state's elected officials. Now, if you would like more information regarding the upcoming legislative session, I invite you to visit our Legislative Matters page at www.blinn.edu, which includes information regarding Blinn's elected representatives, its legislative priorities, and other legislative information. A third priority in this coming year is clearly going to be the Rellis campus. As previously mentioned, the future of the Rellis campus will remain a key component for our planning during this upcoming year. The Rellis Academic Committee, comprised of personnel from the Texas A&M University system and from Blinn College, will determine which degree programs that we offer at the Rellis campus. Texas A&M already has commissioned an environmental scan from the Hanover Research Company examining programming opportunities at both the associate and the bachelor degree level. This report draws upon various data sources, including employment projections from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and state labor departments, as well as degree completion data from the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System. It encompasses a review of demand occupations in Blinn service area throughout the state of Texas, and also a 4-state region, including Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. There also will be a survey of prospective Blinn College students to identify the degrees that they are interested in pursuing and to see how their interests align with the anticipated employment demands from the Hanover Environmental Scan. A fourth priority this year will be strategic planning. The Rellis campus, of course, is far from the only major project under development for this coming year. With the current strategic plan set to expire, Blinn will work with all of its stakeholders this year to identify its mission, vision, core values, goals, and metrics for the 2017 through 2020 planning cycle. The process begins this fall with the gathering of input from Blinn's many stakeholders, including faculty, staff, students, and the community. Once it is drafted, the strategic plan will be presented to our Board of Trustees, and it's anticipated that they will approve it in February of 2017. Before I close my remarks today, I would like to take a moment to thank each of you for your hard work on behalf of Blinn College and its students. As you entered today, you may have noticed on the screen the slideshow commemorating some of your outstanding accomplishments from this past year. Taken together, these accomplishments speak to your dedication, to your commitment, and to your willingness to go above and beyond and to introduce our students to a world of new ideas and opportunities. Thanks to your efforts, we're building a variety of new facilities to meet the needs of the next generation of Blinn College students. Students from across this state are applying for admission to Blinn College, home to one of the state's highest academic transfer rates, and they do so because we have a reputation as one of the finest community colleges in the state of Texas, and for that you have my most sincere appreciation. You are the heartbeat of this college, and together you are critical and crucial to our successes, handling thousands of tasks, large and small, throughout this college district that make Blinn College such a special place. In recognition of your many accomplishments and to help offset increased insurance costs, and to ensure that Blinn College continues to retain and attract the very best faculty in this state, the Board of Trustees recently approved a 3.5% pay increase and $400 longevity pay for all full-time faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the largest pay increase for Blinn College faculty in more than a decade. The board also approved a $50 per course increase for adjunct faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first pay increase for adjunct faculty in 12 years. So today and throughout the year, please join me in thanking the Board of Trustees for investing in us and investing in you, our most precious resource, our faculty. And this occurs at a time, ladies and gentlemen, when the state across the state, community colleges are maintaining or cutting their budgets. Blinn does exactly the opposite and offers significant pay increases to faculty and staff. And I thank you to the Board of Trustees for your vision and for your support to this institution. So it's with a sound financial management and with a commitment to classroom excellence that Blinn College is in a rare position to reward its faculty for their expertise. These accomplishments are the foundation for what will be an incredible year ahead for Blinn College and its students. At this time, it is my pleasure to share with you a video featuring many of the Blinn faculty who won NYSOD, Teaching Excellence, or awards during the past year. Each instructor was asked what their profession means to them, and it's my privilege to share with you their answers with you.
Teaching is an exciting and challenging adventure. It is unpredictable. Every semester presents new students and unique challenges. This unpredictability and uncertainty challenges me to constantly adapt and come up with new strategies to meet my students' needs. I'm lucky to have colleagues here at Blinn who freely share their ideas and encourage and inspire me to become a better educator.
To me, the most meaningful part of teaching with what I teach in the Allied Health Division is taking students and giving them good clinical skills, but having them also develop a passion for their patients and their community. And when you see them take those skills and take that passion and turn it into something that can give back to the community and their patients and make them better people and also affect the people in their surrounding community, to me, that is just the most exciting thing I see in my students.
So I think I have the opportunity to allow students to explore something within themselves and learn something new that they didn't know before, and love it to such an extent that they're willing to dedicate years of their life to working towards it.
What I find most meaningful in the work that I do is that I have an opportunity to work with many first-year students. They come with great excitement, energy, and lots of questions. It gives me great joy to challenge and empower them to reach for excellence. Excellence not only in their academics, but also their personal lives. It is also most rewarding to see them develop a sense of self-efficacy and find the true joy in learning.
What I like most about my work at Blinn is the ability to share my passion for my subject of psychology and teaching with both students and also a great and amazing faculty and staff that are truly caring and interested in bettering Blinn, bettering their students, and sharing their passions for education as well.
Students are what mean the most to me at Blinn College and helping them become successful. I think the thing that we teach the kids more than anything is not really the subject matter in the classroom, but how to be successful. I think that life lessons, hard work, character, honesty, integrity, those are the things that are going to carry the kids further in life than anything else in my mind. And that's what I enjoy most, working with those kids and helping them realize their dreams.
It is important to me to believe that the work we do here is worthwhile. Our students come to us with various interests and talents, and we can encourage them to pursue their goals. It's gratifying to me to see them leave Blinn College with a sense of accomplishment.
When people ask me about my teaching philosophy, I describe a scene in John Wayne's film, Hondo. The Duke cannot believe that this boy claims he doesn't know how to swim and teaches him to swim by grabbing that boy and throwing him in the pond. He gives instruction and encouragement, and Hondo watches as that boy swims across the pond. "I did it! I did it," the boy says. Teaching students to swim, That's what's most meaningful in my work.
Makes it most meaningful for me is watching students as they grow and develop both academically and personally throughout the semester. And when I get that note of appreciation from a student at the end of the semester, I know I've made a difference in a young person's life.
I believe that all of us come to this world with a purpose, and at least from my ideology of life, I come to inspire, to encourage, and empower the next generation to be the best human beings that they can be.
Besides the classroom, one of the things that keeps me going after 20-plus years at Blinn College is meeting with the students one-on-one. When we meet, we talk about their career interest, their educational decisions, degree plans in police academy, and even their concerns and issues.
What's most meaningful to me in my line of work is helping someone achieve who didn't believe they could. There's something really special about helping someone see that they have what it takes to be great.
Thank you to all the faculty who shared their passion for education during that video. They were fantastic. Before I close, please remember that I welcome hearing from you. I look forward to it. I value your ideas and your questions and your thoughts and your suggestions, and I encourage you to email me anytime at president@blinn.edu. It is my honor. It is indeed my privilege to serve as your district president. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you, such talented, dedicated educators. I wish you an enjoyable and productive convocation and a highly successful future in the coming fall and spring semesters. And as we close and end this morning, Joyce Lanenegger has asked me to note for you your folder, and in the left-hand side pocket is a gold sheet that tells you where to go for the remainder of today's sessions as well as throughout the week. And indeed, we started a little late this morning to allow opportunity for people to find their seats. And so we have run a little bit late, and I know that we will expect to have about a 15-minute transition. Thank you again, and best wishes to you always.